Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Broyans Farm. Like every day, starting off here in the greenhouse. If you've been following along, you'll know that slowly but surely this has been filling up. And now we're to the point that we have to get all of our supplies out of here and into the shed so we can finish filling the rest of the greenhouse. We have a little bit there to fill, and then, well, just that section, and that's it. Then both greenhouses will be completely full, and we're gonna have to start moving soon out to our third greenhouse, which is out at our farm market. Since I was little, this was always, I think, a plum tree. Could have been an apple, but I think it was a plum. And it rotted, and then over the years it kept tipping over and over. And now it got to the point where it was so bad, Mom was like, all right, let's get it out of here. So yesterday, Sammy and I got this cut up. Here's the clip right now. And so now I'm gonna haul this down to the ditch later on today. That way we can mow around it, it'll be nice. We actually used to grow a lot of apples, peaches, plums. I don't think pears, but we did have a pear tree or two. Oh, and cherries. But that was kind of like before my time. I was real little when we were just getting out of it. But I guess in my dad's younger days, you know, they were into it heavy. And so this whole, we call it an orchard, used to be an orchard. There was probably 6 or 7 rows of trees. I think these were all peaches. And then down below my grandpa's house there, where actually the cow pasture is, that was all cherries and I think apples and definitely plums, I know for sure. But just like that tree, most of them trees are rotted too and aren't producing anything. I kind of thought it would be cool to get back into fruits, but from what I understand, it's a lot of work. I mean, we barely have enough time for greenhouses. Then we move right into strawberries, then into veggies, then pumpkins and all that kind of stuff. And that takes us right into winter, and then we start back up again, then to January, early February. So it's like, you know, it's only basically me, Mom, and Dad now at this point. We have a couple helpers over the summer, but that's it. Next thing on the agenda is mixing up some fertilizer. We have about 5 different fertilizers we're running right now in the greenhouse. We have a 13-2-13, 17-4-17, 18-6-18, and then just regular Epsom salts. And now we're gonna be adding 15-16-17 to the mixture, which basically just makes the plants really shoot out and kind of grow pretty rapidly. And it's kind of something you gotta be careful with, because if you got a plant that's already pretty big, you know, you don't wanna push it anymore. But we have our hanging baskets that are doing awesome, but we really want them to, you know, bush out and grow now. So we're gonna give them one shot of this and see what that turns them into. So first thing I gotta do is tear this. And because the hanging baskets are pretty big, I am going to mix that 200 parts for 2 gallons, which is gonna be 36 ounces. Whoa. That was 38, I'm gonna dump a little bit back in. I'm gonna go grab some warm water to mix with that so it mixes up properly. I'm gonna jump in the high tunnel here and show you what this is looking like. As you've seen probably about 7 or 8 videos ago now, I tilled this up and we wanted to put the rye right into it, which you can see we did, and it decomposed, which is exactly what we wanted. And now we have all this fresh rye growing that we really don't need. So now I'm gonna come through one more time and till this up. Then Dad's gonna come through and kill not the rows, but the rye between the rows. Then we can lay our fabric over top and, well, actually lay our drip tape and then lay our fabric over top, so we can get the planting here pretty quick. This is like the 2nd or 3rd time now I come in the milk house porch and these sparrows are trapped in here. I guess they come in through that little hole there. So now I gotta shoo them out. And they don't like that. And my door's closing. Oh, one got out. Come on, come on, come on. There, oh, he went in the barn, but it's a lot better spot than in here. I got my suction line and my fertilizer. I will turn on the dosatron, turn off the bypass, and we're ready to start. Turn on my line that goes to my hang baskets, and then I know I want to do 1, 2, and 3. Actually, there's 4 there. I'm going to do all 4. So we're doing lobelia, talabacoa, and begonia. I got the greenhouses pretty taken care of as far as watering and temp goes. So I moved on to the shed outside here where we keep all of our supplies. This is all of what we bought this year for this season. And we had it over in our blue shed, but where it really should be is in this shed. This is like our greenhouse shed. This is where we keep everything. And as you can see, it's kind of a mess. So I'm trying to organize this. And then once that's done, I'm gonna repack all of this inside of here. One thing we did mess up on is we have way too many hanging baskets. Like, this is almost enough for next year. And that's because Dad didn't notice last year when I was packing everything in here, I put all of the boxes back here behind the tables and he just didn't see them. So then he ordered a lot more than what we needed. But it's not really a bad thing because they're not gonna go bad. And now we have them for next season. While I'm working on that, Dad is actually working on our new sprayer, which is that pulse fog, I think made by Dram. He's gonna be bringing that over pretty soon because we got a spray. And Pap is over in number 2 here, working on transplanting. Graham Huffman was here, but she had to go. So now he's just working by himself. Not quite sure how, but he's working in a sweatshirt. I'm working in a sweatshirt because I'm outside, but he likes to be warm. He's working on the Zinnia's Swizzle Cherry Ivory mix. Dad just brought the pulse fog over. We're gonna try this thing out, kind of like a test run for the first time.
That's what it's gonna take to spray the greenhouse.
So instead of him walking around the whole inside of the greenhouse spraying with our old backpack sprayer, this thing will be able to just stand right at the door and spray it right in, and it should fog the whole greenhouse. So that's just water, right?
Yeah, that's just water. I want it to go all the way back to the back, that way I can tip it up. They say you should never tip it, but...
What's this, just prime it?
No, that's a starter.
Oh, really?
So, make sure that's off. 1/3.
It's the next day. I just got down here to the potato storage with Dad. He's in the skid loader right now. We're dropping bins down so we can get to him to bag more potatoes for the farm market. We just brought 3 of the big bins out that are empty. He's dropping one down right now. We're trying to. Not a lot of room, so we have to move our forks. That bin's actually collapsing a little bit. The potatoes are still beautiful. Hard to see it because it's kind of dark. These are Eva's, which is a white potato. Over here, these are Norwis, which is a yellow potato. Here's 3 bags that Dad just got done. You can tell these are the Evas just because of how round they are. And then there's one 10-pounder right there that Mom's about to take out to the market. With Easter coming, I don't really bag much, but Mom and Dad have been bagging like every other day, if not every day, which is good because we want to get those potatoes moving. Like I said, they're absolutely perfect, but the longer they sit and the longer they don't get used, I'm sure they're gonna get softer. But right now, like I said, it almost looks like we just pulled them out of the field yesterday. I finished up almost getting everything organized in here. I thought I was done until I went over to the shed and had one more load that I didn't realize was there. So I just kind of threw it in here last night because it was like 7 or 8 o'clock and I wanted to go home. Most of it's just hangers and some odd pots. But for the most part, everything is neatly organized. I just have to figure out what to do with this couple things here. And then we should be good. Between what I took out of there that was no good or used up, I got a lot of boxes out of there. Here's some actual boxes from plants that we got a couple days ago. And then the same thing over there. So I got rid of a lot, which made a lot of room, made it a lot better in there. What I'm gonna be working on today is seeding. Everything I'm doing now from here on out for retail sales in the greenhouse is all gonna be my last planting. And so today I'm doing stuff like cilantro, thyme, peppermint, spearmint, all that kind of stuff, dill, and then some sunflowers. I probably have about a week to maybe 2 at most of seeding yet, and then that's it for the greenhouse. And then I still have to do a bunch yet for our fields. So I was just over here at all my seed packets, getting everything printed out. I know I've showed you guys this before. Press the power button, I type out whatever I want, print it out, and then over here, this is like laminated, and so when you water it, it doesn't get wet and just fall off. It stays there the entire time, but also peels off very nice at the end of the season. So all I'll do is I'll take right here, for instance, my cilantro coriander tag, fold it in half. It's got these little peel offs right here, and right, if I can get it, here. And then I'll take and I'll stick that right to my tag, or my tray, sorry. And that's it. So I just got my tray filled with the seeding soil. We call this seeding soil because it's a lot finer than what our potting soil is. That way we don't get big chunks of stuff in these little tiny cells. So then I'll bring it over here. Now this is where I would normally use what's called a dibble board, which is this right here, to make impressions in my soil. But over the years, because this is wood, this has actually warped. And I found that if I use the actual trays that I'm using to seed into, it does a better job and a more even job, instead of having deep inserts like in the ends here, and then it's light in the middle, and then deep again over here. So I'll make that about as accurate as I can. It's all being normal. It's hard kind of to do with one hand. Then I'll take it from here, put it in my tray holder, press it down in, slide it up to where it needs to be, and that's good right there. Now I'll come over here to my vacuum. This whole setup is made by Easy Seeder, or you can purchase it all from Easy Seeder. Right here's my seed, Adratum Aloha Blue. I always mark down how many seeds I have left. That way, for the following season, when we're ordering seeds, I don't have to open it up and try and guesstimate. I know exactly how many's in there. So it's gonna take 512 seeds to fill this whole tray, but there's only 150 left, so I'll just pour them right on now, throw this away, and get out my new packet. And that's it right there. Besides the exception of probably maybe 3 or 4, every single cell is filled. Now because Adratum is a seed that doesn't like to be covered, this looks like a bad idea. I'm not gonna cover it at all with any vermiculite or seeding soil. So it'll go right over here onto the heat mat and it'll get watered. Now Dad's watering everything in. It's the end of the day. I just got home. I promised you guys I would show you the tag maker, so here it is. Mom isn't home to show you exactly how it works, but right there is our computer. Then it's wired up to this. And so the computer tells this thing obviously how to run. This is the spool of tags. So once she tells it what she wants it to do, it sucks these in and it'll feed them out right here with whatever she wants on them. And I'm gonna guess TSC is the company that makes it. And so obviously when Mom's actually making tags, I'll do a lot better video on exactly how it works, but I can't do that for now. But with that being said, I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.